Up here, you've got different presets. For example, if you were making specific files for social media, for games, or for the web. But for now, for our purposes, we are just going to stick with this tab which says character animation. So just make sure that you're on full HD, that's going to be fine. And the only other thing that I want you to change on this page here is that the frame rate, just make sure your frame rate says 24. And you can leave this on ActionScript 3.0. Right, so then just click Create. And if you've never opened Animate before, your interface might look something like this. So like every other Adobe program, you can drag panels around and you can change things up exactly how you want it and customize your space quite a bit. What I'm going to do is drag the tools over to the left. So when I see that blue highlight on the left there, I'm just going to release and that snaps into place over there. I'm going to drag it into the side so that there's just going to be 2 rows of tools. And then these panels, I'm actually going to drag into my right-hand menu like this, so that they're all one underneath each other. And now that gives me a lot more room, a lot more screen space to work with. So this space over here is usually called the stage. You can think of it as the screen that your final movie is going to play out on, or you can even think of it as the camera that is capturing the animation or capturing the action. Whichever of those is handiest, but just know that anything that's off to the left or outside of this white area is not going to be registered when you export your movie. You can definitely make use of this gray area to, have things start off screen and come into frame. So you can definitely animate things that are off this white space. But once you export your movie, you won't see anything that's over there. You only will see what's on your stage. All right, well, for me, I think it's really important to have a very clear visual of the stage and your timeline as well. So the timeline is down here underneath the stage because for animation, this is where you want to create the keys or the frames that you're going to be working with. So you can zoom into the stage and work on things in detail, but what I'm going to do, I will always just go up here and choose the option to set my stage to fit within this window. So that way, if I drag my timeline up and down, the stage will always appear like that. Okay, so you've got your document set up, you're ready to work. If you do want to save your document, it's like any other program. You can use the command on a Mac anyways, Command-Shift-S to save as. So one of the most important tools that we'll be using is the brush tool, and that's over here on the left. Like Photoshop, you can hit B on your keyboard to bring up the brush tool, or just come over here and click on it like that. And then once you are in brush mode, you can change the dynamics of the brush by clicking on these icons here, the pen pressure or the pen tilt. And that changes it, as you can see. But I'm just drawing with the regular brush. To increase the size of your brush, you can use your square brackets. So the open square decreases the size of your brush and the closed square increases the size. And you can also change the properties if you come over to the right-hand side and click on the Properties tab. If you don't see Properties on the right, just go up to Window, Properties, and that'll automatically open it up for you. Then just scroll down, and here you can actually change the brush shape if you want it. But as I said, I'm just sticking with the default brush size and brush shape. Now, because we're in a vector program, I just want to mention that your brush marks are directly editable. So just be aware that if you are trying to select, say, a brush mark that you've made, you might end up doing something like this. Now, this can be very useful in some contexts, but if you wanted to simply move your brushstroke around, then just make sure that you've selected the whole thing. So hit V on your keyboard, click on it, or click and drag around it. Another easy way to select everything on your stage at once is just to come down to the timeline and click on the keyframe for that drawing. So that hitting the keyframe automatically selects everything on the stage that's assigned to that frame. Maybe the only other tool that you might need apart from the brush tool is the eraser if you want to erase things out. So that's just E on your keyboard, and the eraser works the exact same as the brush. You can increase or decrease the size of the eraser. You can also come over to properties and change the shape. But a handy way to make any changes to your drawings if you wanted to is to select parts. Because this is vector based and it's directly editable, you can just select parts of your drawing that you want to delete. What I always use is the lasso tool, which is L on your keyboard. That allows you to select even just part of your drawing or select your whole drawing and either erase or redraw with it. So really, those are the very, very basics for getting started. That's a quick overview of your workspace and the most important brush tool. I'll see you in the next video.